Welcome back to Morning Express here on KTN News, and time to talk about technology. It is Tech Central, being a Thursday, and this morning on Tech Central we're talking to Anthony Njenga, the CEO of TMX Global, and thank you so much, Mr. Njenga, for joining us here on Morning Express. Let's talk about the blockchain.
Yes.
Yeah.
So blockchain is it's called a distributed ledger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in the common business, we have what is called controlled ledger. Mm-hmm. But blockchain is a distributed ledger, where one information is in another block, mm-hmm. and it is global, mm-hmm. and hence the blocks are controlled by something called a hash. So basically, when the same information is in another block, and the block doesn't have to be in one central place, could be in various countries globally, mm-hmm. so that and then the blockchain, the information cannot be deleted. It's immutable. Mm-hmm. So that means that anybody wanting to maybe send a virus into the system would be very difficult, because the blocks are in various countries and it's all distributed. Mm-hmm. So that's what makes blockchain very unique.
So in a layman's language, when you talk about blockchain and information.
Okay. Let's start from where we are coming from.
Yeah.
The current technologies where we have a central system. For example, Facebook has a central system where all the information is controlled by the owner. Now in blockchain, it's different. The information is distributed and there is no owner. So the information is managed by people called miners. So, for example, like I said, a ledger. For example, you have a ledger in the bank, but now that ledger has distributed to various countries. Okay. And you can actually monitor the information anywhere in the world.
So how can one make money from the blockchain?
You can invest. For example, the beginning of blockchain, was started by somebody called Satoshi Nakamoto, or it's a pseudonym. So, and the original thing for blockchain was Bitcoin. So you can either buy Bitcoin and then trade in the coin market, or just hold it.
So is it like an online sort of like money exchange, like the Bitcoin?
Yes, you can actually exchange money. There's what you call the coin market. Yeah. There are various coin markets. Like now we have Binance, where now the Forex market, where you can trade your coin. Yeah. Currently, the Bitcoin is going for, I think, 640,000, one Bitcoin. So you can buy Bitcoin, hold it. When the price goes up, you sell. And make money. So
what sort of security can you assure someone who wants to to join the blockchain?
I think the thing is the system itself is very secure.
Yeah.
Because it's not controlled by any nation, any person. It's a distributed system. That's what makes blockchain so unique, because we're moving from a central system to a decentralized system where it's very democratic, and the people who man it are called miners. So, and it's not one person. So and anything that you do on a blockchain, it has to be authorized by at least 6 people. That's what makes it so secure. Okay.
So when you talk about TMX Global Logistics, how do you hope to improve business in terms of export and import?
Great. We are saying we want to do what's called, we're running logistics on the blockchain. For example, if we're importing something from China, it needs to go through a freight forwarder, a shipping line, SGS, it has to go through a warehouse. All these players are supposed to be using one central document. So what we're doing as TMX, we're having what's called an open system, where anybody can get information from that source and makes it easy and simplified. And for the customer, it becomes very cheap. Because we've had issues like in Kenya, where here the issues of sugar and maybe importation of rice that has issues, or maybe your issues are your containers are held in the port of Mombasa. So to alleviate that problem, we want to make it easy for the customer to have proper information about their container. Whenever you click a button and you want to import probably rice, it will give you what's the cost of rice, what's the duty, what's the VAT, who will handle your shipment up to your doorstep. So that now you have comfort. So we're saying we're making logistics become simple.
So it is a way, what you're trying to say, Mr. Njenga, is a way like of tracking.
Yes.
Your parcel.
Yes. Tracking your parcel is one, but also having the information so that you can make informed decisions.
Is something else.
Yes.
So how do I track it?
We'll use a software where we're saying it's going to be an open system. When your shipment maybe leaves China, when the freight forwarder holds it, you'll have a tracking number. Yeah. You'll know that the freight forwarder has actually picked your goods. If it's put on the ship, you know it will take probably 30 days. You'll actually be tracking it. When it gets to Mombasa, if it's handled probably by maybe a warehouse person, you'll know it's already at the warehouse. And the current system is such that sometimes you know it's going to take 30 days, and then you're called, or your parcel is either in Mombasa or in Nairobi. So we want to move from there where you can also plan. So you know where it is at and how you can also plan your monies.
So who controls this tracking?
We'll have it's TMX that will control the tracking.
So at no point I'm getting into contact with the tracking system.
You actually have it in your app. You can actually see where it is at. So it becomes very easy for you as a customer. The biggest challenge in our industry is, as I said, is a lot of issues of documentation. There's an issue of delay. There's an issue of fraud. The issue of using third party. So we want to eliminate all that so that it becomes very easy and seamless for the customer to be able to manage the movement of their goods. Yes.
So how safe is this technology?
It is safe. It is safe because, again, the technology is moving from a central system to a decentralized system. And so we are using, this system is so secure because it's secure because we're using something called nodes and hashes. I know that's going to be a bit tech, but...
Yeah, I'm wondering, nodes and hashes. Is it so the hashes of...
It's not dependent on an individual. It's dependent on the system. So we are trusting more on the system than the individual. And like in the past year, depending on somebody to upload system for you. But now the system itself will do that for you. It becomes very easy and seamless. Yes.
So it begs the question. So at one point, because you're saying that the tracking system will also enable me to know the movement of my parcel and in terms of getting rid of parcels getting lost and everything. So what happens if I receive my parcel? Yes, I've been tracking it, but it has defaults.
Yes. So, how we're going to work, for example, before the parcel leaves China, I'll just give an example like China. We have people called the SGS who will actually check that the goods are safe. And then before we load it on the system. So when it gets to Mombasa and there's an issue, probably it has a default. We have an insurance cover for that, so that in case, then you can actually claim for the
So I have to, like, as your customer, I also need, I'll pay for the insurance.
Yes, the insurance cover, yes. For any parcel that you're going to use. So
how much does it cost?
It probably,
because it looks like it can cost thousands.
No, it's probably maybe 1% or 2% of the value of your goods. It becomes.
That's minus the insurance.
Yes, that will be the insurance costs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what gap is being filled, and how will it change the business model?
Remember, we are operating on a global system, and we're saying the world is becoming flat. The world is becoming a village. So that means, in the past, and as I was saying, like Kenya, we've had a lot of problems of corruption, too many documentations, blah, 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 and all that. So we want to reduce that cost. And that you don't have to move a document. For example, if you're shipping a shipment from China, you need to send a bill of lading by DHL or FedEx. You don't have to do that because the system is an open source system. Any information you need, you get it on the system. So if it's a bill of lading, you can actually print it in Kenya. So you don't have to ship that. For example, and if you're sending money to like China, you don't have to go through the bank or third party. You use our coins. You send coins to China, you buy whatever you're buying, and then you ship them. So that it changes the ecosystem. And we are building a community around the logistics system. Yeah, those problems that you're facing, we're building a community around that system.
Let's talk about issues of cyber insecurity, because this is all about technology, and someone out there is probably wondering, so as much as you're telling me to use this system, the issue of cyber insecurity is there.
Good. Now with blockchain, that's an issue we're dealing with, because we say any information on the block is immutable. You cannot delete, and it becomes very difficult to hack. Yeah, and that's why blockchain has come into play. We say if you have to hack, you have to hack 52% of the blocks, which is too expensive. Let me just.
But it's more than half.
Let me put it in perspective.
That's more than half.
Let me put it in perspective. For example, if you have a block, say a block in Kenya, that same information is in China, is in US, is in Japan. So like we have about a minimum of 6 blocks that have the same information. So anytime you're sending any parcel, all those 3 blocks have to authorize. That means if you have to hack, you'll hack 1 block. So you have to hack all those blocks for you to be able to hack a system. It becomes very expensive and very difficult. And it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it, yes. You'd rather just follow the system. And that's what we are bringing in the fold. Yeah, where we reduce hacking, we reduce. We have an open system. For example, if you want to know where is my parcel, you can go to blockchain.info and see your parcel. It's very easy to track.
But Mr. Njenga, as much as you're talking about, probably you have to hack 3 blocks for you to hack to the system and get the information that you wanted. What other security measures have you put in place?
The blockchain itself is a secure system.
Yeah.
You say blockchain is very difficult to hack. Of course, some have been hacked, but it's very, very difficult to hack because the information is duplicated in so many blocks from one. So it's not like a central system is easy because you're dealing with a central system. But now with blockchain, it's information that's distributed. Although there are very many, it's not one block that has the same information. So you can't hack those blocks.
So I probably assume I can start with maybe block A that's in China. It has a different information.
Has similar information.
Has similar information
Yes,
with a block that's in another country.
Or Kenya, yes.
But it will be very hard for you
to now go through that whole system to hack.
Does it mean like it's sort of like it has like a security code?
It has a code. There's something called cryptography. So all that information that is on the crypto. So it becomes very difficult to delete and hack.
So let's talk about, okay, you have all this security put in place in terms of cyber insecurity.
Yes.
What happens in case of a breakdown? How does one recover their goods?
Breakdown of the system?
Yeah.
Remember what you've said.
Because things happen. Things happen.
Yes. So our system is run on something called Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah.
Remember, there are various blockchains in the world. There's the Bitcoin blockchain, there's Ethereum blockchain, there's Cardano blockchain. So our system is running on what's called Ethereum blockchain. On that blockchain, there are very many other what's called applications. So our system cannot go down because it's running on another platform. It's like saying, will Google go down?
It's like, it's like having a backup.
Yes. But we are running the blockchain is a system globally that is run. Other systems run on it. Yeah. So you can't say the system for TMX would go down. Yeah, because the platform is Ethereum blockchain. Yes.
So what happens, as much as you're saying there won't be any breakdown, let's look at a scenario whereby I come from a country where internet is a bit slow.
Yes.
Because, okay, sorry to say this, but if you look at the sort of the internet provision in our country and other developed, the Western countries, we're still a bit behind, but not so much. So what happens if I come from a country where the internet is not as good as the Western countries?
Then we'll result to go to manual system. Yeah, because I mean there's documentation, so you can use a manual system to be able to help you do the clearing and all that. Yes.
So how long will it take to use the manual system and like when you're using the technology?
Okay, so like our system has to be will be connected to the, like for example, Simba system in Kenya, or it's in Uganda, whichever country. So the system that does duty and stuff is actually the government system. Ours is just to be able to manage the process. Yeah. So if, for example, you don't have a system, you still can use the current system, the manual system. Yes.
So is it the same system that can be used when money that has been stored online, okay, in terms of breakdown, and money has been stored online? So assume I've stored money online and there's a breakdown. What happens? Is it the same system for tracking?
No, it's a difference.
Okay.
One of the things that we have, the difference between what we have right now is we move, in blockchain, we say we move assets. Okay, so whenever we move what's called, like now if you pay using TMX coin, we're actually moving the assets from one person to another. It is very secure. As I said, it's very secure because we have people called miners who actually check those transactions. And any transaction you do has at least 6 people who will authorize. Yes.
Six people from...
Six miners who will authorize.
6 miners.
Yes.
You know, when you talk about the miners, I need to understand this word miners, because when you talk about miners, I'm thinking of a miner. Like is it the people operating the system who are known as miners?
Let me make you understand.
Yeah.
This is what blockchain does. Blockchain is a ledger. You know how you have accounting ledger?
Yes.
So that ledger is distributed. It's not controlled by, like for example, a bank has one ledger, which is controlled.
Yeah.
But now for blockchain, we have different ledgers. Same ledger, but different duplicated information. So whenever you update one ledger, all the other ledgers are updated. But before they're updated, they have to be authorized. In a bank, you use an auditor to authorize. But now for a blockchain, you use miners. So when that information is taken to one other block, the miner will authorize to say it's okay. Then to the other block says okay, so that all the other blocks are updated. So that's the difference. And we are moving from what is called a central system of control to a decentralized system. So instead of having one information on one ledger, we're having in different ledgers. The other thing is that that information cannot be deleted. Why? Because it's in different ledgers and it's cryptalized. Yeah, so you can't delete it.
So whatever the breakdown that might happen,
yes,
all the information.
It has to. You can imagine you have to go through all those blocks to delete. That becomes very difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, for any person who wants to mess up. And then when you move assets, for example, when you move a coin, you're actually moving it physically from one ledger to another. So you say in blockchain we are moving assets. Digital assets. Yeah, in the current system, we do this duplication. For example, if you send money with M-Pesa, that information is still with Safaricom. But now for blockchain, it moves.
It moves.
Yes.
So does it move also with with the person? Assume I'm relocating from one country to another. Do I have to probably stop doing business?
No.
With you people, or I can still continue
it's the same
doing
platform.
business?
It's a global platform. For example, what you're developing the global platform. You can actually access your money either in China or in Japan or anywhere else in the world. Even your container, you can actually run business from Japan and they're still in Kenya.
But does the stock exchange also affect it?
No, we have a different exchange called the coin market.
Yeah.
Yes. There's similar markets like maybe Binance. You see how you have a forex exchange or the stock exchange? Now in the blockchain you have what is called a coin market. It's called an ICO market, where we only trade with coins. Like now, I know you know Bitcoin, but the other coins like Ethereum coins, we have others like Cardano coins, ICO coins. So, so there are various coins.
Okay, and how will blockchain help maintain the economy, the economy balance in the face of a likely economic recession?
Yeah, in fact, the reason why blockchain came into being is because of the recession that happened in 2008. So now the people are now moving away from government control to a decentralized system of operations, where we say we don't need. The world is becoming flat, so I don't need to be able to do trade with. I don't need authority to do work with somebody in China or US. Yeah, because I don't need to change my currency from Kenyan currency to dollars and then to another currency. All you need to use is to use one currency. For example, if you're in logistics, you'll be using TMX coin. Yeah. You don't have to change that coin because you can use it in China and anywhere else in the world. I know it sounds very techy.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
But we're moving away from a centralized system of government. Like now, for example, in Zambia, Zambia, the fluctuation of their currency has messed up so that they can't depend on their currency. So they're using more of Bitcoin, and other coins because their currency is not dependable. Even Venezuela, they're using Bitcoin or Petrocoin instead of their coin because the devaluation of their currency has affected their economy.
Okay.
So you can't depend on the economy.
Okay. And now you're launching almost in a week.
Yes.
What should Kenyans expect? Something new?
Yes.
Something that will,
Something new and exciting. Remember, as a Kenyan, this is a first logistic blockchain business. It's called like global hyperlocal. For example, let me just explain what happens. If, for example, you usually buy things online, for example, on Jumia and all of that. Yeah. You don't have to do that because our system will be such that even Mama Mboga can plug into the system almost immediately, and start delivering their milk online. And we'll connect the Mama Mboga and the Boda Boda guys. That's one area. Mama Mboga can also be able to do exports using our system. You don't have to be too techy because our system will be able to help you be able to export. So you don't have to say, I need a freight forwarder because the system will help you. So we are opening up the space to be able to make Kenyans be able to go global. Yeah, so I mean, that's the exciting part. Okay,
it is the exciting part, and especially when you've talked about Mama Mboga, Boda Boda person. These are the small-scale traders. Yes. Kindly paint for us a picture of probably, assume I'm a Mama Mboga, and I need to use your technology. How will I operate?
Yes. Let's say you want to export, you're Mama Mboga, you want to export fish. Yeah. Fish to China, for example. And when you plug into a system, and you go and say fish to China, what do I need? It will tell you, I need a certificate from KEFIS. I will need to cool my fish, and this will be the cost of transport from Kenya to China. And I'll also advise you on packaging. So then when you have that information, you say, oh, is that what I need to do? Then we'll have a trusted agent who's a freight forwarder who can advise you on how to package your goods so that you can now start business almost immediately.
But can I do that also locally as a small-scale trader?
Yes, yes.
The system is the same?
Yes. So we have it's called hyperlocal. So we have a local system and an international system. Those all are plugged so that we open up the space so that you don't say, I'm a Kenyan. No. You're a global
You can do
entrepreneur.
business.
Yes. You don't have to wait to have too much information to do a global business. You start almost immediately.
Okay.
When the system goes live, you can trade.
Okay.
Yes.
But how are you planning to accommodate these small-scale traders? Because we're looking at a point, let's look at it from a point of view of they're not making so much profit because at the end of the day, they also want to make money. So how are you going to accommodate them in terms of pricing?
That's now the idea, because when you use our system, we'll reduce the cost of shipping significantly because we reduce the middleman. What the system will also do, it will help you to get to market abroad. Okay, so you can actually ship. So you remove the middleman. You'll only use one currency, which is a TMX coin. So you're not going to use Kenya shillings. You're going to use TMX coin. So once you buy the coins, you become part of the community. So you can see the picture.
Yeah.
Hence, the world opens up for you. So now, so it will be cheap. You'll have proper information to do what you're doing, and you can now you have a global space. Like for example, now with the US issue that has now the flight of Kenya is moving. We can actually we have a flight from Nairobi to New York. Now we'll also have the information of what does it take for you to export anything to the US on our platform.
Okay.
So that when you have that information, you don't have to keep wondering, do I need to do a global business? No, the information is all there.
Yeah.